Good morning, the DVC, Mr. Gilchrist, state your full name.
Lawrence Deontay Gilchrist.
Okay, Mr. Gilchrist, you're here for a couple of reasons. We're going to go through them one at a time. First, we have warrants for your arrest for failing to appear at the 36th District Court. On these matters, you're going to be released on a personal bond, no dollar amount, and I'm scheduling a pretrial date via Zoom you must attend on October the 8th, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Perkins. Understood?
Yes, sir.
As with any criminal matter, Mr. Gilchrist, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say orally or in writing can and will be used against you in the court of law. Have the right to an attorney when present at questioning and at all future proceedings. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will provide you one at the public's expense. Did you hear and understand your rights, Mr. Gilchrist?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is ticket numbers SP 1418398, May 5th, 2023, consuming alcohol in public, and SX 4251656, July 29th, 2023, disorderly persons drunk. During this bond, there is no use of any alcohol and no illegal controlled substance. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. These are misdemeanor allegations that carry up to a $500 fine and or 93 days in jail as a maximum fine and penalty. Recall warrant set aside capious and a not guilty plea. As a reminder, pretrial via Zoom, October 8th, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Perkins, via Zoom. Mr. Gilchrist, you have an additional matter. State your full name again.
Lawrence Deontay Gilchrist.
Thank you. And this is case 24059-321, People State of Michigan versus Lawrence Deontay Gilchrist, also known as Lawrence Gilchrist. Appearance for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Dinah Lynch, appearing on behalf of the people, P84589.
Good morning.
Judge, and good morning. May it please the court, Reagan appearing on behalf of Mr. Gilchrist. We waive the formal FAMU advise of his right.
Thank you. And good morning to you both. Mr. Reagan, you're having a bad connection this morning. I don't know if that's something you can address. Court waive formal reading under a plea of not guilty. Mr. Gilchrist, I'm scheduling 2 court dates. You must attend both. Probable cause via Zoom, September the 17th. That's Tuesday, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge King. You have a right to a preliminary examination in person, September 24th, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge King. Understood, Mr. Gilchrist?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Presented on your behalf, waive formal reading as the bond from the people.
Your Honor, I just have a quick question. Is this the case regarding where there are 2 counts?
There are.
Perfect. Your Honor, we would request that the defendant or the suspect is remanded. He has in his history already, as we've covered, failure to attend a court date. We also have in October of 2020, involuntary mental health treatment. His pretrial release, we're asking for a remand based on MCR 6.106, and we would like to deny his release. The actions committed were a violent felony. This was an unprovoked violent felony on a victim who was over the age of 80 years old. And the federal court rule under Section F, Section D, states that there's a mental health condition. And here we have, as I stated earlier, in the past 4 years, where this person is clearly a danger to society. This was an unprovoked attack on a stranger from another country where he came up to him and he cold-cocked him. The probability of conviction, there was an absence of threats. There was nothing outside, where the suspect simply walked up to him and immediately and violently hit him. The probability of conviction and sentencing is strong, given the entire assault took place on video camera. We believe that he is a danger to the public and his behavior is unpredictable, and he's the danger to the public that he would be, if I may be so bold, to say that his behavior, he acted in a manic way, and that he is, again, being bold, a loose cannon to the community and those in Wayne County.
What are his prior convictions and the dates?
He has no prior convictions. He has suspended license. He has the involuntary requirement for mental health treatment in October of 2020.
Thank you. Response, Mr. Reagan.
Judge, I don't know if even remand would even apply here, Your Honor. But Judge, when I talk about video, I just saw an instance yesterday where we talked about there was video footage of the incident, and the complaint even said, hey, there are no cameras where this incident allegedly occurred. So when I read these hearsay documents, the write-ups that the police prepare, I have questions about them because a lot of times they're not all accurate with the information. Obviously, we're not here to try the case, but it's early. We have to get discovery. We have to go through it. Now, prior fact doesn't determine whether it's guilt or innocence here. We're obviously determining bond. There's certain factors that the court has to look at. I do understand whether Gilchrist is a threat or whether he's going to come back to court. I wasn't there, Judge. I don't know what happened. I don't know the extent of what was said. There is a judge that has injuries. Again, prior fact will determine whether or not there's guilt or innocence. I don't ever like to talk about a likelihood of conviction because there are a lot of things that go on in the case, Judge. With motions and different situations that determine what evidence will come in, this won't come in. Right now, we have a 30-year-old young man, works every day, has 2 children, lives in the city, so he has ties. It's not a flight risk. And I think, Judge, in this case, if he doesn't know this individual, so if you put him on the least restrictive measure, even a GPS tether, even house arrest, Judge, I don't think bail is necessary here because there's not a determination of guilt. It's been determined at this point. I think that, based on the little information we do have, Judge, no contact, obviously. I think that personal bond with whatever conditions or restrictions the court wishes to impose would suffice in this particular case.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Gilchrist, I've heard advocacy and arguments from both parties and taken into consideration a number of things. These are assaultive allegations. I agree with the APA that there is a high likelihood of conviction for a number of reasons. The court notes that you have no criminal history, assaultive or otherwise, as indicated by APA. Note that, therefore, no capious history. After review of the investigator's report, there are a number of things that are concerning to the court and leans towards the likelihood of conviction. These allegations apparently are caught on a security camera video where it's alleged that the video captured you punching the complainant, knocking him to the ground unconscious. And then the complainant, allegedly spoke with the responding officer, and indicated and that you informed the officer, quote, I knocked his ass out. The security footage incident shows apparently you punching the complainant on the left side of the head with a right closed fist. The complainant was transferred to the Detroit Receiving Hospital, having swelling to the brain and brain surgery, and been placed in intensive care. These are extremely serious assaultive allegations. There is a high likelihood of conviction. Noted you have no criminal history, capious history, or assaultive allegations that the court's aware of. Given the likelihood of conviction, the court, given the allegations that you, as placed on the record, allegedly walked up to this individual, assaulted him to a point that a serious aggravated injuries occurred, the court does find you to be a danger to the public and finds a personal bond will not adequately protect the safety of the public. Given your lack of history, capious or criminal, or allegations the court's aware of, and considering the involuntary commitment as indicated by the APA, the court does find you by clear and convincing evidence to be a danger to the community and is setting bond at a $50,000 cash surety with the following conditions. Mr. Reagan, is he employed?
Judge, he is employed at the Detroit Water Factory. He does work. There. Yeah, he definitely is employed, Your Honor.
What are his work hours, Mr. Reagan?
Mr. Gilchrist, what are your work hours?
I work, so last week I worked 3 days out the week, but my normal hours is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I don't work Tuesday.
Well, he's off on Tuesday, Judge. He's off on Tuesday. It looks like.
Hours, Mr. Reagan, not days, hours.
What are the hours? What are the hours?
So 8 hours, I believe 8 hours a day.
What from what to what?
Okay, so 8:30 to like I think like 2, like 8:30 to 2:30, I think, for Mondays. And
Okay, so he doesn't really, it sounds like he doesn't really know. I get a lot of I thinks and different dates. So, Mr. Gilchrist, for those reasons, bond is set 50,000 cash surety with the following conditions: no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. If you're able to make bond, you will be through with the GPS tether. You're allowed to have work release, but that you have to provide proof of employment and work hours to the tether unit before you're released. Otherwise, house arrest if you're unable to apply, have any work, provide work and employment work hours. During this bond, do not go back to the Woodward block in the city of Detroit. Stay away from Woodward Avenue in the city of Detroit, and no contact with the complaining witness, Mr. Kirsch, and that's no contact of any kind, orally in writing through a third party at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. No contact with any complaining witness. You're not to leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court. That's unaffordable, Mr. Reagan?
That is unaffordable, Your Honor.
Mr. Gilchrist, I'm scheduling an unaffordable bond redetermination hearing 2 days from today in front of Chief Judge McConaughey or his courtroom on September the 12th at 9 a.m. That's a Thursday via Zoom. If you're unable to post bond, Mr. Gilchrist, you'll have a redetermination hearing on that date. Do you have any questions on your court dates or bond conditions?
no, so I supposed to do what for bond? I'm not sure what's going on.
50,000 cash surety. If you're unable to post bond, Mr. Gilchrist, you'll have a redetermination hearing 2 days from today in front of Chief Judge McConaughey. If you're able to post bond, you'll be through with the GPS tether before release. Any other questions?
This way.
Okay, people or defense, ATA Lynch, anything further?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I just want to state that the victim remains unconscious and is unresponsive, and we're waiting for status updates hourly at this point. We're not certain that the victim will survive this incident. So we are quite concerned for the safety of our victim as well as the citizens of Detroit to have this defendant out of custody.
I agree. That's why I said an unaffordable cash bond. Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, have a good day.
Thank you.